I'm not going to worry about you putting the fire out. So go ahead. I'm going to pause for what. I think I was on standby there. Okay, a little while ago, the guys put a bunch of snow on the fire and on the hot coals before they went in the house. And it looked like most of the fire is going to go out. But then the part that was still flaming evaporated the snow that was on the other side, and it's starting to flame up a little bit too. So we're going to see what happens if you just put a whole bunch of snow on the fire. What'll it do? What happened there? Okay. Somehow I accidentally pushed the start button again. Well, we put a big pile on right in the middle. By the time I can get the camera going again, it's mostly melted. The fire's still going, except right directly. Oh, you saw that ice go right into the hot coals there. Well, still going. But we're having a lot of steam and smoke mixed in because of all that snow we put on the fire. Boy, it sure melted fast. Okay, now the little guys are gone. I think I'll have to pause it. I think I'll have to pause it and put some more snow on and see what happens. Okay. So here's what we did, or what I did. Put a big pile on. It almost starts melting immediately. We got a lot of steam action. I put a couple little sticks in on one side there and one on the other side, just so that when it all melts it'll have something to help it start up again. I'm anticipating that most of the fire is about to go out, but we'll see. That's a lot of snow, and there's a lot of water going down into the middle of the hot coals, and I guess they're not so hot anymore. Getting maybe more steam than smoke. I don't know what's going on. It's a lot of activity going on in there. Looks like a little volcano surrounded by snow and rocks. Well, I suppose some people would say this is about as exciting as watching paint dry. Well, I think it's a little more exciting than that. But I'll pause it and we'll come back here in a minute. Let's get some angles first. Maybe see those beautiful mountains for a minute. Just flames on one side where we didn't put any snow. And see if those flames can overpower the other side that's all wet now. Okay, it's about 5 minutes later, and the fire almost went out. I think it was about 75% out. So we just stuck a few more sticks on the side that was still going, and a couple more on the side that looked out. And within about a minute, the side that was still going started catching all those new sticks on fire, and it's starting to build up again. We still have the wettest side is still mostly out, with some hot coals deep in there. Deep in there. Let's get the close up. Deep inside. And down there, it's not looking like much steam. And then you come to the other side and it's really different. It's building up and roaring on one side, the dry side. And I think it's going to dry out the wet side. And then all that snow that was deep underneath it mixed in with the ashes before we started. I imagine that's mostly gone. Now, I can't see how it would have stayed with all that heat. That moisture's probably gone down into the ground and up into the air, because those coals are just heating right back up. Well, looks like I had it on standby when I thought I was recording again. I was just saying how easier it is to keep firewood dry over here in Montana than back when we lived in Oregon 30 years ago. And I just put a couple of wet pieces on that were buried in the snow for a couple of weeks. This big pine log and the little piece of fence post next to it. And we're going to see if that wet wood will burn like the other wood. And I was also saying, when I thought I was recording but I was on pause, that we have a lot of fence posts and rails, old fence, that we use for firewood because we don't have horses and sheep anymore like we used to when we first moved here about 28 years ago. And so we started taking down a lot of the fence. It's all wood fence, no barbed wire or anything like that. And we use that for firewood. Okay, and then all the wood, well, there it is. Still going, half hour later. Just move the snow away from it. Pushed it back. Go in a little. There we go.